So this is Tapuach, this is the village. Now we're gonna go to the hilltop of Tapuach. Then we're gonna go after the hilltop. It's gonna be further on. So it's gonna be the hilltop of the hilltop. So let's go.
And we're gonna meet a very special friend of Johnny. His name is Nadav, right?
Yeah, he lives in a tent with no electricity and no water.
Oh, a very interesting guy. He's got a fascinating story, and we're gonna hear all about it from him. Oh, these are grain vines that families are cultivating, I guess. Are there any local wineries?
Yes. Not in this village, but there are some, like 15 minutes away from here, there are some.
There's a strong military presence here. Everywhere we go, we can see soldiers and watchtowers and stuff like that. Because after all, we are in Palestine. So there's his house, the red tent.
Yeah. No.
Oh, not yet?
No, this is Nadav.
Oh, sorry.
Nadav is right here. I just turned around.
Is that
Get
a
up,
dog?
get up! You just want to touch me, bro. This guy just want to touch my butt. I'm gonna go into Nadav's place. Nadav, we're here. What's up, bro? I have a friend is here. My friend is coming here from abroad.
Hey,
Hi,
what's happening? Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Ido.
Ido?
Yeah.
He speaks Hebrew.
AKA Salukie.
Ido, it's a Hebrew name.
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
You're
I'm Israeli, yeah.
Israeli.
He has a YouTube channel. He wants to.
Where are you living now?
All around.
Yeah.
All around, yeah.
Good.
I just came from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Where do you live now in Israel?
No, I'm not. I don't live in Israel. I just came to visit and get vaccinated and make some films here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like that's what I do.
So like all over the world.
Yeah, all over the
Mr.
world.
International.
Yeah. Yeah, I was based in Vietnam now for half a year. No, for 4.5 months.
Very humid. Isn't it the same?
It's actually quite similar to the weather here. Yeah.
So you were born and raised here?
Yeah, I mean, I did spend a few years in my youth in South Africa.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. And I left like 3 years ago to travel, you know.
Where were you here in Israel?
Where in Israel?
Yeah.
Naharia.
You're getting interviewed. You're getting interviewed.
Yeah.
Before you're interviewing people.
House started out as a tent. And the tent was like just right half of this part, that room, the son's room. Right here, this is a tent. And the kitchen was outside. Then slowly we expanded more and more. And now we have a wooden roof. We have a gallery up on top for guests.
Did you raise your kids in this tent?
No. They were raised in a kibbutz and in a moshav. When I got a divorce in 2010, is when I came here.
Right.
This is my son's room here. He just finished the army. And we're extending his room out as well.
Yeah. We're getting a grand tour of the house.
Yeah. The kitchen was up to here because of Passover. I decided I didn't want to clean the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I had to tear the wall down and extend it, make a new kitchen.
Just for reference, in Passover, you can't have any bread in the house. You have to clean everything, clean the kitchen, every little speck.
Spring cleaning.
Yeah.
And this is the outside deck. We're gonna expand it and make another pool out here. Bamboo trees. Try to bring the flora and the fauna of Hawaii here, you know.
Right. So you're from Hawaii?
Cut and paste. I'm originally from Hawaii.
Right. Which island?
Kauai.
Kauai.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So then I came here and after a year I converted to Judaism and stayed here. You know, after I got a divorce.
So you came to travel in Israel, and after some time you decided to convert to Judaism.
Yeah, I went to a non-religious kibbutz for a year and a half, and then I was in a religious kibbutz, and I learned Hebrew. And I decided to just stay religious after I converted. Show you the pool.
I love to.
And this is Jonathan. Stuck to his
Yeah, get your phone out of the screen.
This is where we get heat from during the winter. We have like a wood stove here.
Yeah, it does get pretty cold in this spot during the
Very
winter.
cold, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cold. We even get snow.
Oh. The weather is pretty much the same as in Jerusalem, I'd say.
Yeah, Jerusalem I think probably is a little colder.
Right. But you reap the benefits of it during the hot months of summer. Now it's not that hot here.
Right.
Have a nice breeze.
Yeah. So none of these trees were here when I came.
Oh, you've planted them all.
Yeah.
Here I see you have
Everything was just thorn brush.
Right. How long did it take to build, or was it just gradually?
Gradually. We're still in the process.
Yeah.
This is the big fin, hole.
Right.
It has fish in it. And the water's cold all year round. Definitely refreshing.
So how's the feeling? How is it there? Is it colder than Russia? In the Russia?
I wouldn't say so. Hardly. But I didn't swim in Russia, so.
So what's so important? What's so important having this kind of tent outside the Jewish villages? How is it helpful, and what's the reason for that?
Well, I don't know, to get, ideal-wise, it's not only here in Israel, it's like all over the world. People are like being under the radar, being independent of society, having your own electricity, etc. And so here I only pay for my water. And that's one aspect of it. But here in Israel, we have other aspects as well. Our ways of life, our ideals. You can live in the city, you can live outside of the city. When you're living in Samaria, it even has a little bit more of an idealistic way of life. Because here you're beyond the green line.
Yes. Beyond the green line, he means in the Palestinian territories.
Oh, in the Arab territories. Me and the Arabs in the area, we get along fine.
Right.
We have no problems. We both know that we may meet on the battlefield, but as far as just living
day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life, there's no conflict. In the city, they make it seem as though it's a continual conflict, where it's not. These have Arab villages right here, and
Do you visit? Did you go into Nablus, for example?
I go into Hawaiian. I go into Shechem only on certain once a month. They have a visitation for one spot in Shechem and in Nablus, and but I don't go to provoke.
Yes.
Even when I go into Hawaiian, I don't go to provoke. If there's something I need, and I see it there, I'll stop and I'll get it. And they know I'm not there for it, so everything's not the way media turns it out to be. But still, there's the Jewish presence. There is a Jewishness to Israel, and there is an Arabicness to Israel. And I love the sound of the Muazzin, and it's
the cry to prayer, Muazzin.
And I love the culture, and I don't want a European culture here. I want the Mediterranean culture, and so it's nice.
Yeah, I agree. I like the straightforwardness, the lack of political correctness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of big story here. For years, have been pushing me to write my book as to how I got here, and into the Samaria and etc. and working in the army and everything I did. And so after since 82, I've been here in 82, and last year we started to write the book down, put it down, and
oh, that's great.
And it should be coming out within a couple of months.
Will it be available?
They're gonna
online?
make it in English. It will be available online as well.
Do you have a website or something I could link?
Look at the link and then And don't forget to smash that like button.
No, I'm not one of those jubilant YouTubers that's always like hyped.
Hey guys, don't forget to smash that like button.
Yeah.
That's your YouTube.
Well, we're here in Samaria.
Yeah.
You know, in these times where Israel is always a very focused topic of discussion, you know, one way or the other. But it's even between the one way or the other discussions that it goes through, it's a very peaceful, calm, serene area, even here in Samaria. It's definitely worth, you know, looking around, seeing and experience the people and the culture. And it's not apartheid, and it's not, you know, against people's rights to live. Although a lot of people make it out that way. It's real, you know, when you live here and you experience it, you realize that it's just fake news, you know. Every place has its conflicts. Even America has its conflicts within its citizens and its government, you know. And this is nothing different. It's the same thing. But it is international.
So you think what makes this conflict seem as it is, as harsh as it is the mainstream media attention that's brought to it?
For sure, you know, how the Europeans make it out and against, because for some reason there's a tendency to be against the Jewish nation.
What drew you to stay? Was Samaria one of the first places that you visited in Israel, or do you start off on your regular tourist destinations, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem?
Well, I actually came here knowing that I was going to live and die, because I had heard about a movement called kibbutz.
You mean live and die here?
Yeah, in Israel. Because I heard about kibbutz, and I had learned about
What's kibbutz?
the Bible. Kibbutz, it's a commune type of life. And in 82, it was really at its height, the kibbutz movement. And it's where everybody lives together. Children live in a children's house, and nobody gets money. Everybody has a certain amount of...
Communism.
Yeah, it's true communism, but it's in a pure form, not in a conflicting form. And it was good. It was on the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee.
So you came there just to, in a kibbutz, you would work and you would get food for free at the dining room. I'm not for free, for your work and whatever you need, as in clothes, stuff like that. Is that correct?
Yep, I was a volunteer for a year and a half, and then I wanted to learn how to read Hebrew because I had already learned how to speak it through friends. And then I went to an ulpan, which is a school for learning of Hebrew, for half a year. And the other half a year was the school to become Jewish, to convert. And after my first Shabbat there in that religious kibbutz, I decided to stay for the whole year. And I converted, and I was in this religious kibbutz for almost 20 years. And then I left there with my 5 sons and my wife, my ex-wife, and went to a moshav, which is by the Ben Shemen, more towards the middle of the country.
Yes.
After I went there 2000, in 2008 I had gotten a divorce, but we had our first daughter. And then I came to the Samaria, Shamron.
And this is where you decided to settle down.
Yeah, and I've been here for 10 years. And off-grid.
Do you have any Palestinians you would call friends, from the nearby villages or from Nablus?
I don't have any. I have very, very, very few friends, period. I do not do people, you know, so I talk with them with no problem. You know, like I'll go in the village, you know, there's something I need, you know, I have no qualms about getting it, although it's not looked well upon by Jews when they see another Jew, you know, mingling in the... But
do they, when they see another Jew going around and mingling, do they see it as a security issue, as in you could get kidnapped and they could ask for ransom?
No,
or
they just think of, what are you messing with the Arabs for? You know, we're not supposed to be mingling, etc. This and that.
We have a terror attack like a few days before.
a few days ago?
let's say a few days ago you have a terror attack
Here.
by an Arab. No, for example,
In-
and then you see your neighbor going to buy in that same village where the terrorists
It's
came
like
from.
yeah, like during
like, oh,
when
what are you
it's
doing?
when
It's
these
like-
when there are these tensions, then I won't do it.
Right.
Not because I'm cautious, because politically it's not correct. But if there's hasn't been instances,
Yeah.
at any time, then I'll mingle. But if there's like army going into Arab villages, etc., and I go mingle, then the Arabs will tell each other, "What are you going mingling with this Jew for?"
Yeah, and they
it's
would
the
see
same-
you as
yeah.
more antagonistic at the time, right?
Yeah, and so one way or the other, it's but I don't sofer af echad. I don't take anybody. I do whatever I please, and I don't. I've never drank alcohol in my
Oh, that's
life
interesting as well.
You never. Why not?
because it smells bad. It smells off. Something's, and apparently it is off because if it ferments. Fermentation is a stage of something being spoiled. And
I
so,
see.
So I was raised that way. If it doesn't smell good, don't consume it.
Marijuana, stuff like that.
Marijuana, I did, yeah, of course. Hawaii marijuana, it's like
Goes hand in hand.
Exactly. 60s, what can you do?
Before we go and wrap it up, is there one more message you'd like to say to the viewers, to the world?
The people should be who they are, from whichever nation you're from, be who you are. Be Japanese, be Chinese, be American, be Jewish, I learned once upon a time in the 1999, the president then was Bill Clinton, and he gave a speech to the whole world in the UN. And he says, finally, the scientists were able to determine that all mankind is 99.9% the same. And so this 0.1% should not try to be made to be like each other, but it should be celebrated. The difference of each other should be celebrated, a celebration. To make life interesting, to make life real, we should celebrate our differences and not try to make you be like me or me be like you. During these times, we should celebrate that and know how to enjoy being each other. People ask me what I am. I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
And you're Jewish. And I said, no, I'm a Jew. I said, there's nothing ishy about me,
Yeah.
Because if you're in America as a Jew and you're living an American lifestyle, etc., so you're Jewish,
Right.
But,
I would say about myself, I'm Jewish. I eat pork. I don't keep Shabbos. I don't do anything, but I'm still a Jew. Seth Rogen wrote a book, and he said you can never be not Jewish. If you're Jewish, you can never be not Jewish.
You can never be a not Jew. You'll always be a Jew, but you're a little bit ishy.
Yeah, I'm ishy.
My pleasure.
So we're starting the quad bike with a battery.
Yeah. So you do it here.
Technical difficulties.
People here, they love that kind of action. You're the best.
Thank you as well.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We'll succeed.
Let's go, bro. These soldiers are coming here to protect, to guard the settlements around. This is a bonus.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier about there being a big military presence here. So we decided to stop at the checkpoint real quick. I see there's a girl posted up here. Let's see if we can talk to her.
Just started her shift. It's around like 4 hours. It's around 4 hours.
Okay, so she's an intelligence soldier. She's actually an officer. I'm gonna blur her face because she's not allowed to show her face to the public, but which is a damn shame because she's quite pretty.
She's very pretty.
מה את עושה פה?
שומרת על מדינת ישראל. בעיקרון כזה מסתכלת שאף אחד לא עולה, שאף אחד לא נכנס ליישוב, גם לשמור על האנשים שנמצאים פה ביישוב, שהכל מתנהג כרגיל. לא יותר מדי, נהנים, עושים כיף. זה שבוע הפסקה מהבסיס.
what do you do on your normal service when you're not? You said that this is a special occasion you came to guard here.
מה אני עושה בבסיס כאילו? זה גם בעיה לספר. מתעסקת בעיקר כזה במודיעין בגזרה, שומרים על הגזרה מבחינת אויב, פיגועים, מפגעים בודדים, וכל מה שקשור בזה. אבל אי אפשר לספר יותר מדי.
So what would you say to somebody who is not שלא מפה וכאילו לא מכיר, ויש כאלה שגם רואים את ישראל בתור מדינת אפרטהייד? מה, יש לך איזה מסר שהיית אומרת לאותם אנשים?
בסופו של דבר, כולנו אנשים שרוצים לגור במדינה. אנחנו רוצים מדינה משל עצמנו. אנחנו גם מוכנים לחלוק אותה עם אנשים אחרים. כל עוד אנחנו חיים איתם בשלום, וכמו שאתם רואים, זה לא כזה פשוט, אבל באמת יש פה אנשים שגם רוצים לחיות איתנו בשלום. ואנחנו פה בתור צבא מוסרי, בתור מדינה שהיא באמת דואגת גם לאנשים שנמצאים בתוכנו. ואני חושבת שזה חשוב גם לדעת את זה. ולהסתכל גם על הצד הטוב שלנו. זהו.
עזוב את הרגל, אחי. שים את הרגל. עזוב. שים את הרגל. זהו, אחי. סע.
Why is it turning right?
It's fucked up a little bit.
This is my first time driving a quad bike. Oh, there we go.
תקשיב, פשוט קח שמאלה. This is his first time. Don't judge him, okay?